So hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Malden back pocket project. This is a personal sized ochre Malden that I'm gonna completely take apart and put a back pocket in. I've actually already done it. So while I talk at times about it not being a successful project or worried, that was just my doubts in the moment. It worked. It's great. I just wanted to say really quickly that the whole thing probably took me maybe 1 hour, two hours maybe. The longest part was doing all the stitching by far. On the whole, I think this was a great project, and I can't wait for you to watch how I did it. I do need to kind of give you a caveat off at the beginning. There's some extra noise. My family was vacuuming during a little bit, like maybe 10-15 seconds of this, and then my daughter did some of the camera work when I'm doing the sewing, and so it's a little shaky. She's 10 years old. I promise I'll do better the next time. All right, take a look. Okay, so I don't really have the light here with me. Maybe I do a little bit. I got this Malden on eBay for a pretty good price, and I've already pulled the rings off with a drill. All I did was go at it at an angle, from all different angles, and it pops right off. Not very hard. Next step, I'm gonna try and make a pocket on the back. I think if I pull out this stitching, I should be able to say, like, put some cloth in here and make a back pocket, and then reattach this stitching on the outside of the leather. And then from there, figure out some way to edge the inside line such that it doesn't look horrible. The problem is I need some fabric, okay? I quadruple checked that I was at the top of the planner, and I'm slowly starting to pull out the thread. I was hoping I could reuse this, but it's looking like it's fraying. So I'm gonna have to get different thread. Two more, oh, just one more actually. I'm gonna go to here. Oh, don't cut it now. All right, so this was glued down, but it's also sewn. Actually, it might not be glued. Oh, it's only sewn part of the way. All of the way over here, probably because of this pocket. All right, I am hoping against hope that I can separate this. I can separate it. This part is glued, and this lets me get in. So one of my steps is to get this back plate out. It's got like a ribbon. Okay, so now I need to decide if I think I want it to be this way. Oh, this is actually not that bad. Look at that. This right here is like a piece of sticky tape that was holding the back plate in place, like such. Oh, we don't need that anymore. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I think this is gonna work. like for realsy. Look, it's a Malden with a back pocket. Let's just for fun, test this out. Okay. Oh, that will have to be reinforced or not used. Oh, look at that. It did go through. I just wasn't catching it. Right there. So it was sewn all the way through. So I need to reinforce right here or not use it as a front sleeve pocket. How exciting is this? Oh my God, this is beautiful. God, I hope I didn't mess it up, but I think it works. Y'all, that's so cool. It almost doesn't, I mean, this is a little rough, but it almost doesn't need any fabric. That is so cool. Okay, let's pull this out before I break it more. So, one of the things that I was considering when I did this was how to finish this edge. And I think with some pretty stitching, it doesn't really even need finishing. And I already have the leather holes, so I just need to get some waxed thread and then go back and stitch through here. Oh my gosh, can you see this? Does it actually show? It's a back pocket. I'm so pleased. I hesitate to tell y'all how many more of these I have. And I'm so glad that I didn't cut this. I know I cut this one when I de-ringed it, but it's not my intent when I am de-ringing planners to cut the leather. Oh, this is so awesome. Okay. I might have to sew this off camera just because the angle's really awkward and I'm gonna have to, so it's leather. Maybe I'll hold have some sunshine here. But you see how there's holes punched all the way through, and then there's holes punched through this. I have to line them up and sew back through them. And I think you use a 2-needle system. I've looked a little bit into leather crafting. So like one needle comes this way, one needle goes that way, but I'll need to maybe watch a video or two. Oh, this is good. All right, so we're gonna do a saddle stitch as we sew up this Malden. So I'm gonna take, this is the front inside, and this is the like end of the pocket. So this is gonna be the more hidden side. And we wanna go in on the front first. So I'm gonna line up and find the hole. Traditional saddle stitching, you'd put both needles through at the same time, but these are not big enough holes. I'm gonna keep the thread taut and pull it all the way through. Then I'm gonna take that whole needle and pick the thread up and bring the other needle through the other side, pointed down away from me. So this one came in at an up angle. Careful not to catch the thread. Wait, can you see? Yeah, not to catch the thread going through the other side. And then I'm gonna repeat again. Here. Put this needle down. Pull it tight. Transfer it all back over. There is probably a much less tedious way to do this. I just don't know it. And this will get a very strong stitch. So it's going down under the thread from before. I'm gonna pull it all the way through. And switch my needles again, okay? And you wanna make sure that the tightness the taunt, your string tautness gets pulled the same, or you end up like, do you see how this stitch right here is a little sloppier than the rest, a little less uniform? That's because my string was not as taut. Ooh, but these right here have all been very taut. And my thread is not an exact match, in part because I think this is a very old planner and so it's been worn, but it'll age. All right, I'm just gonna do a couple more stitches and then we'll turn the video off until the next clip. Hopefully I don't poke my daughter with a needle. Maybe I'll do more stitches. There we go. An actual saddle stitch in the hands of somebody that knows what they're doing and works with leather regularly is much prettier to watch than this as well, and much faster. I should also say that this is one piece of thread. Well, okay, so it's actually 3 lengths of thread, but the middle of the thread is down here where I started. So I didn't actually knot it to start this. I just put it in the middle and then threaded both ends with a needle to work my way around. So when I get done, I should only have 1 knot, and potentially, annoyingly, I'm gonna get done in a corner as opposed to getting done probably where I'm at right now, which would have been the easiest place to hide it, but you always think of these things after you do it. All right, so that's probably enough of watching this. So I thought I would just really quickly do a final look at how the Malden turned out. This leather is so squishy and I have 0 regrets. So as you can see, I was able to correct the stitching. It's not perfect, but I think it does well enough. It is a little bit wonkier right along the pockets here. And I think that's in large part because this edge is still raw and unfinished. I'm hoping this is showing up. But yeah, I'm super pleased with this. I have 2 more Maldens. One is an iris that is deringed and one is a kingfisher that is not deringed. I am tempted to do this on both of them. I'm also thinking that maybe I did not end up filling it with or lining it with fabric, mostly because I didn't have a fabric that I wanted to commit to for this one. So maybe when I have a chance to go to a fabric store post-COVID, I will take a look and do that, maybe figure out how to line one. I was also thinking I could go to like a leather repair or shoe repair store and see if they couldn't edge this similar to how they've edged this, or similar to how this one has an edging, and kind of finish off this end as well, but cost depending, I don't know. But on the whole, it's like, oh, it's perfect. I did want to say that I made these slide-on page flag or page dividers. I just used this flag from Coco Daisy as a practice. It does have, I don't know if you can see, some wrinkles in there, but if you're interested, I can show you how I made these. I have some ideas on how to not make these, and then some ideas to do like monthly, daily, weekly, or whatever, how to get that on there. But like this page flag is protected by plastic, so it would be reusable. Anywho, that sums up my Malden back pocket project. I think it was a huge success. I am really, really, really glad I did this, and no regrets. Thanks for watching, and I don't know. I hesitate to do the whole hit like and subscribe thing, but I feel like I'm supposed to. I don't know. Do what you feel like you need to do. All right, thanks.